Hi, Purple Ella here and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about emotions, how I experience emotions as an autistic woman and how I deal with that. So it's really difficult to talk about emotions as an autistic woman because I have really great difficulty with identifying and describing emotions. So this could be because of my autism, or it could also be because of a condition that's called alexithymia. Alexithymia is the subclinical inability to identify and describe emotions in the self. So alexithymia is present in a percentage of the entire population. It's not an autistic thing. However, studies have shown that alexithymia is present in as high as 85% of people with autism. This is a statistic that I found on Wikipedia, so I'm not sure of its accuracy, but basically the crux is that in the control group who were not autistic and the group that were autistic, the percentage of alexithymia in the autistic group was way higher than in the not autistic group, the neurotypical group. So alexithymia could also be the reason that I have difficulty identifying my emotions, or it could be because of my autism. I'm not entirely sure. So what I'm going to do is share my experience with you and just hope that that's useful in and of itself. So for me, I experience emotion. First of all, do people with autism experience emotions? And the answer to that is a very clear yes, I definitely experience emotions. However, I have really great difficulty identifying emotions. So when I experience an emotion, I can identify whether it is a positive emotion or whether it is a negative emotion, in that I can identify whether it's making me feel good, whether it's making me feel bubbly and sociable and on top of the world, or whether it's making me feel negative. But I can't distinctly tell you this negative emotion is jealousy, or this negative emotion is anxiety, or this negative emotion is anger. I find it really difficult to separate off into the separate emotions. And the same goes with the positive emotions. So that makes it really difficult and overwhelming for me to experience an emotion. So when I experience an emotion, I have a really strong physical reaction to that emotion. It makes me feel weird in my body, is the only way that I can explain it. So if it's a negative emotion, it makes me feel really jittery and really overwhelmed, and I really struggle to know what to do with that sensation. I find it really difficult to understand why I'm experiencing that sensation and what I should do about it. So I find that quite often, particularly with the negative emotions, what will happen is I will experience something that feels really negative, and I will feel like I need to do something about that. So I will try and find a problem. So even if there is no problem, let's say I've woken up in the morning and I'm feeling negative or jittery in some way, I will look back over the events of the previous few days or over my life situation, and I will try and identify a problem that I can assign that emotion, rightly or wrongly, that I can assign that emotion to. Once I have identified a problem, then I will become like a dog with a bone with that problem. Like, I have to fix this problem because I need to get rid of this overwhelming sensation that I'm experiencing, and the only way that I can think to deal with this emotion is to fix this problem. And I will go round and round and round, and I will obsess on that particular topic. So I will just not be able to talk or think about anything else. So anybody that encounters me will hear about that problem that I think I need to fix in order to get rid of this emotion, in order to feel normal again. Which can actually make the situation worse, because it might be a problem that isn't really a problem and that I have just fixed on because I need an answer, but then that problem will become magnified and it will become the worst thing in the world, and then my whole life is terrible and nothing is right, and I just go on a massive catastrophizing spiral from that catalyst of finding that problem to try and fix. The same goes with the positive emotions. I will think that that requires some kind of action. So I'm feeling positive, so that means that I need to socialise, I need to get out, I need to ride this wave of feeling good. and make the absolute most of it, because who knows when I will experience it again. So either way, what ends up happening is overstimulation. Overstimulation, focusing on either way, and ending up kind of really struggling to calm myself down because of that difficulty. So I think recently what I've been trying to do is to sit with that feeling and to try and identify what that feeling is, because let's face it, sometimes we just feel bad and there is no explanation and there is no solution, and you just have to sit with it and experience it and be okay with that day. That is how you are feeling. But for me, that is completely intolerable, so it's a really big challenge for me to set myself to try and be able to do that. So yeah, so that is the kind of challenge moving forward, is can I feel something, not necessarily attribute it to a particular situation, sit with it, decide if anything needs to, first of all, identify the emotion if at all possible, then decide if anything needs to be done about it, and if what needs to be done about it is a Netflix day with a big bar of chocolate, then, you know, that's okay. It doesn't have to turn into a problem-solving exercise in which I right all the wrongs in my life in order to find whatever it is that's making me feel that way. So I hope that this helps explain how I experience my emotions. It's an overwhelming feeling that starts in my gut and takes over my whole body and makes it completely impossible for me to focus on anything else that's happening in my life in that moment until I have dealt with the emotion, ticked the box and moved on. That's how I experience emotions. Thank you for watching today. I hope that it's been helpful. I'd really like to do more videos on this topic because I think it's a really big subject, and I think it's a really misunderstood situation in the autism community, in that I think that neurotypical people potentially think that we don't experience strong emotions, and so I think discussion around that would be really useful. If you have anything to add to this discussion, I'd really love to hear it, because it's something that I've only recently been thinking about myself, so I'd really love to discuss this with you. So do leave me a comment in the comment box, and if you'd like to see more videos about life as an autistic woman or as a mother of autistic children, then subscribe to my channel and then you will get my weekly uploads.